Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Edvin. I'm the co-founder for Farmobi Technologies and Mandi Trades. Now, what is Mandi Trades? Mandi Trades is a location-based farm-to-shop trade-enabling social network. It's a combination of OLX and LinkedIn. OLX enables the trade, and LinkedIn provides information. Agriculture is a location-based activity. The whole app is designed based on location. Information that you see, the prices that people are trying to sell, they're all based on location. So you'll see the closest information first. There are three stakeholders for Mandi Trades. The app, by the way, is available on Windows, Android, and iOS. The farmer, the government, and the consumer. It's a simple and easy to use interface for the farmer. To post information is just 3 clicks away. It empowers the farmer with respect to information that he can share and enables the trade. It also empowers the farmer by getting details about health records, the immunization programs. It also provides a lot of information. For the government, it reduces agriculture product wastage. It's all location-based activity. There is very less transportation that happens. Reduction in agriculture product wastage means it's actually increase in food production. It reduces transportation cost. It reduces the usage of electricity in cold chains. We want to encourage location-based transactions between farmers and traders. The consumers get better products because there is hardly any time that is taken in transportation. Longer shelf life of agriculture products. So this is how it looks like. It has buy, sell, price alerts. So price alert is a feature when people want to buy something, they can set a particular price alert, and anybody is trying to sell less than that price, this person will get a push notification. It also has a news section. It also has Mandi prices. Mandi prices is basically the information that we get from the Government of India portal, which we showcase in the app so that people can decide on how to sell. It also gives you location, the distance, the price, the people are interested in the chat. The chat is all about, as I said, it's like a quicker application. It's a trade enabling application. See, these are some of the other screens. You see some alerts. You see the chat that is happening between application. By the way, there are about 10,000 people that are currently using the application for the trade. The app is available on Google Play, Android. To download the app, you just have to call that number and you will get an SMS, and based on that you will be able to download it. Now going forward, what are we going to do? We're going to bring in computer vision, where we'll be able to analyze the food product based on how fresh it is. So we are trying to use OpenCV as a library to integrate this. So this will automatically calculate the freshness of the product and try and give you that information on the screen. We're going to try and bring in thermal imaging, where you will have to fix a thermal imaging camera to your phone, and it will be able to find the thermal imaging of that particular product you're trying to sell. We'll have backend, we'll have base pictures on which it will do the mapping, and that's the second one. There is also provision in the app to add tags. So a person who wants to sell can record a message in a local language, and in the back end we will parse that information, figure out tags, and then allocates it to a particular bucket for search information to show. Data is the new oil. No, data is the new soil. We want to showcase information based on heat maps. What is required where. So that information also will be available on the app. So it will have agriculture product heat maps and demand supply analysis. I would like to conclude by saying we want to be the app that enables and empowers the farmer. We built it as a location-based app, and it will have trade enabling and information. So it will be, for example, a farmer who wants to sell, he will make connections on the app, and you can directly reach out to them at some point in time. That's what people do on LinkedIn. And you can post a particular information to buy and sell, and somebody can reach out to you on a location based, and then you can make the trade and trade enabling. So if you have any questions, I can take it.
So we'll start off with the panel if they have feedback or anything to ask to Mandi Trades. Yeah, Shalini, please.
Typically, in products, when people are generally used to touching them, seeing them, and then buying.
Yeah.
So there's a trust issue. How did you handle the trust issue? I mean, there are 10,000 people using it, so certainly somewhere that trust issue has been taken care of.
Yeah.
Traders are trusting that what farmer is posting as a picture. This
Right.
is my product. They
Right.
are buying it.
Yep.
What do you think? How did you
So
handle
basically, since it's a train enabling application, you will post a picture or a video, or it also you can use audio. And the other end, a person who sees it, he looks at it and he makes an evaluation and he calls them. It's a direct talk, and it's also location based. So this person is selling it a kilometer away. You talk to him, you go there and then pick it up.
Sure.
Sometimes what they do is they ask for a sample to be sent.
Okay.
And once the sample is reviewed, then he places the order directly.
Just an extension of that question. Do you see people building longer term relationships, like first time, second time you're buying from the same chap? You were connected through a mobile phone. Then later, I don't know if you are tracking that, but are people making longer term connections with?
Yes. So just like how you build your connections to sell a particular product, here also you can make your connections. 20, 30 people are buying pepper from me every year. And I can know when the product is ready, I can speak to these people and get the best price. Who is, that's happening, yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Can you just, first screen? First screen, yeah.
So, I have two questions. One is that, what are the user metrics? Because one, of course, is the 10,000 users, but in the sense of metrics, value of transactions through this, quantity of transactions, number of trades, those kind of things. And second thing is, what is your business model for this product?
So the total metrics that we have tracked so far is about, I would say 50 crores is the amount that which transaction has happened. And business model, we are currently looking at from a problem solving angle rather than a profit angle. We are looking at partnering with government and agencies to take it further. I would also like to introduce Mr. GS. You want to add something on that? He is my partner in the business.
So I'm the managing director, co-founder of Farmobi Technologies. So the business model is intact. So we have, it's much beyond what Edvin has spoken so far. We just have 5 minutes. See, we are looking to actually transform the life of farmers. We're actually taking disruptive technology right to their doorsteps. So it's just not buying and selling platform, but that's what is there right now. That's the primary concern of farmers today. If you have to talk to a farmer today, the only way you'll impress them is to tell them that you've got another medium where you can actually expose your products or your crops to the world. And the easiest way to do that is mobile. And we all know mobile has reached beyond what the computers could make to the villages today, right? So that's one part. So what we do is we connect the life of a farmer in terms of collecting their details. So one example is we're connecting health to this app. So I know we've got shortage of time, but I'll try to. So one simple example is you take the date of birth of the farmer's daughter or son or their child, and then you try to create a streamlined immunization plan for them. This is a time where you do your polio. So we create a marketplace also for them where we tell them, these are the right places where you go to buy your, products that help your farming technology, right? So it could be whatever. It's a marketplace where you go, you can buy urea, you can go buy tractors, you can go, sow seeds, etc., etc. So the multiple things. And primary challenges are to find the right price for the right produce in the right market. So we are using government's open data initiative. We are connecting the posts on government's open data sites across India. We have integrated that called Mandi prices in the same app, which is live today, where the farmer can find what is the crop which is being traded in this market and what price. So he knows the best quality and the worst quality prices. So to answer your question, Anirban, in terms of business model for this is coming from the marketplaces. So like NABARD could be one of the participants in the marketplace. Mahindra tractors could be one of the participants in the marketplace. And then multiple, it could be the fertilizer industry, it could be an irrigation, gunsets, pump sets kind of industry who get in there. All of that can coexist there and try to cater to transforming the weather farmers. So one thing we aim to is give this service completely free to the rural world. There's absolutely nothing we charge them, right? So we're not looking to make. We're not an NGO. We are looking to monetize it in the longer term. But today we're keeping this completely open, free of cost for the buyers at the center. We need more people who realize what we're doing there, go buy through the app, and that's what is happening. To answer your questions on trust and all that, Shalini, we rate the users on the app. So we call them, we verify them, we go there, we really see what's the amount of land he has, what is that he's producing, is he producing one crop, multiple crops? Now how do you take that to the right sources? We talk to the Reliances of the world, the gross producers. What happens, one model is Reliance Fresh goes to a particular village close by today. They have representatives who visit the village and buy in bulk and come. So all that need not be there, right? So they get an alert in terms of when what crop is going to be ready. We increase the lifespan of a particular crop. So it is a perishable product precisely, right? And we say a crop is going to be ready in 2 months from today. They know when exactly they need to source from where. So one is the product. Say for example, emu eggs, right? It's a rare thing, and we've been selling it on our app. So one is the crop, the other one is the proximity, the closest where you get, and the third one is the cheapest in terms of where you get.
It's a one-stop shop for farmers where we'll enable them and empower them.
So the business model is something for the future?
The business model is intact, like I said. One is, like I said, data is the new soil. So you have quite a lot of things. Already we are operating, in the app is live for the last 2 years. It's version 2 which is live. Version 3 is what we're working on. So data itself is a lot of money precisely, right? So we can create heat maps which nobody can do. We can really say which crop is produced in which part of the country right now, but we want to take it international too. We are talking to a lot of people in South Africa, friends in Philippines and Thailand where there is a lot of. So at least today for India, we can say which is a crop which is being produced at the maximum in which part of India. If so, how the graphs can be. It's a total different thing. So that's just as one piece. But on the other end, today we send alerts to both the farmers and the buyers. So a buyer would know, for example, he wants to buy ginger, right? So he gets an alert in terms of there is a post on ginger which is available to the closest proximity to you in the price range that you define. So you can charge for that service. Right? There's a lot of monetizing ways, and the marketplace is a huge monetizing option that you have. The sellers will have to buy at one point in time to download the app. I'm sorry, the buyers, in the sense, the farmer is going to be completely free, who are actually the sellers, but the buyers at the other end will have to pay to download the app. So we have a model.
There is no advertising
there. There is. So the marketplace is a place which is actually could be a product in itself, but we wanted to integrate it here so that the farmers benefit. So we're integrating marketplace, which is a source for farmers to go there and procure whatever they want to. We integrate healthcare to the farmers, and we provide the farmers, a different quality of life which they crave to live. We all use mobiles so much. See, when we say location, obviously there's maps integrated in it. So he knows where the buyer is. So he can actually click on a map feature and it will show the way he can go to his buyer. So like all of us get so wowed by Uber and all that today, right? So it's almost in here for a farmer. So imagine the way he look at it and his adaptability in using it. So he can go to different places. So I only wish we had more time. We could talk a lot more. So this video camera is one more beautiful thing. I mean, it analyzes an anatomy of a crop. It tells you really what's the quality of it, and I don't think anybody can do these kind of stuff. And that will add a lot of trust to a seller and a buyer.
Please do visit our stall. We'll be available for queries and questions. And
just one issue which I thought I should ask. You said something around 10,000 farmers are tagged to your. That is one. Now, going by the total business volume which was talked about, it comes to something around 50,000 rupees on an average. Now, I would like to know if you can give me that information as to what has been the average land size of the farmers who are participating in your case. out of these 10,000. So basically what I'm targeting is, or what I'm basically wanting to know is, to what extent I have small and marginal farmers who are operating in that, because 80 to 85% of the population, which I'm talking about, who occupy only 20 to 30% perhaps of the land, are actually small farmers. So how many of the small farmers are getting into it? That is one part. The second issue which I have, which I would like to know, is that one of the things which I think in the beginning was talked about was that elimination of middlemen is one of the objectives which you have here in this discussion.
May or may not, sir, to be frank.
That is one issue which is there.
I definitely don't want my house to be pelted with stones, but
okay.
I want to make sure that they also see they could become another reseller. It's all about enabling. See what happens. Ultimately, the margins on which the middlemen operate will diminish. Everybody will get exposed to the right prices.
Right.
The middlemen could become farmers then, so that's up to them how they want to. But definitely, their margins are going to reduce.
Achha, and the third issue which I have is, how much of this business which you are having on this particular platform is actually interstate business?
Right.
Because many of the laws does not allow you even to go out of the district. Forget about going out of the state. So how much of the business, like for example, you may know that Bangalore is producing the best of the tomatoes in this particular season. I sitting in Delhi, I would like to have them. But the fact is, whether I can have it or not, that is an issue which, that is another issue which I thought I should bring forward. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We're thinking through that lines. Actually, we don't have an answer to your last question because it's completely a governance decision which has to be supported by the government of India. But then we take a, an undertaking, say you abide by the laws of your local states and cities to interact and do. But then, frankly, I will share this forum. If I want to buy something, I still will go and buy wherever. Actually, we don't have control on the governing
the first two issues are important. Third one I can understand. I just brought it to the notice because that is one area where we also have to think of in terms of how, what extent we can help the farmers.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for that. So the first question was how many small farmers use it. I gave an example of ginger. There's a Ballari trader in ginger. Ginger sells in Bangalore at 110, 120 rupees. He repeatedly sells his ginger from his small farmland at 35 rupees. He loads, thousands of cases of ginger on a local RTC transport, which comes from Ballari directly to Bangalore and their buyers. So we have such small scale transactions too happening, which we track. So we interact with them on a regular basis. So this is a margin, this is a live example that I'm telling you. 35 to 110, 120 in the same state of Karnataka. Overnight transportation, and then he's happy, and so you can look at the margin in between in terms of how the middlemen act, and so like I said,
reduce the number of layers, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
So like I said, the primary problem for a farmer today is to provide more channels for him to sell their crop, and that's what we have started as a first step to do, which becomes a buy-sell transaction. But there's lots more. There is a community already in here where you can chat with all the users. You can post your queries. We have some experts from universities who answer as well. We have a soil testing platform. We advise them on climate. We tell them what's the right time to sow, what's the right time to harvest. There's a icon which you click, and then it will tell you to what crop what's the right time to sow. If you're planning to actually sow in the next 5 days, we say no, do it in the next 2 days. It might yield you much better results. So there's quite a lot. So setting mind, first step, community. Connecting to the health of a farmer, telling them, I was with HP, Sunny knows me very well before. So they have an e-health center kind of a solution where you can actually connect this app to there and tell them, there is a e-health where you can go on this day where a polio drive is happening and please get this done. Or we tell them there is an hepatitis B which has to be done in the next 6 months for your child, please get it and plan on these dates. So all this is possible, right? So that's exactly where we want to.
Correct. So I think I'll ask the audience if there's any feedback, any information, any knowledge, any question that they have to ask to Mandi Trades. It'll be great if you can raise your hands and we'll pass the mic to you.
How many crops do you cover in the last 2 years?
So all crops are listed in here. Whatever can be traded.
Maybe about 25 to 30 right now, but it's configurable. We can add any number in the back end. So, it's a scalable cloud system.
We have fruit fruits, vegetables, cereals, pulses, spices.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot. It's even rice and even this.
On a front end, we have mobile, and the back end is cloud. It's very scalable. If you see our technologically wise, we use all 5 disruptive technologies. They're basically the mobility, the cloud, the analytics, the big data, the social networking, and Internet of Things. Everything is bought into it, to solve this, empowering the farmer. Yeah.
So thanks a lot. We'll go with the next presentation. Before the next presentation, there's small feedback that I have as well. So what has happened is when you look into LinkedIn as such or some other social networks that you have named, there are certain problems that they're facing now. And one of the biggest problems is the rating system goes down because a person with if the number of ratings for a person increases, he's the one who has inclination. The other person who's coming there will rate that person instead of a new person entering that system. So if you go on LinkedIn now, it's very difficult to build a larger network. If you would have been on LinkedIn from the days LinkedIn started, you have an advantage there. And that's where numbers and maths have to be used in the right way. So what my advice is, when you look into these networks, right, when you look into all these talks, you'll get to know the problems that these networks are facing. And as a country, if you're looking at all this stuff, we can start resolving the problems now. So it's again the point that doing more with less is very, very important now, because all these people who have grown so big, become such bigger networks, are facing a problem of that size that they have leveraged on a longer run.
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks for the feedback. Thank you all.
Any other feedbacks here? We're open, welcome.
So we'll have the feedback session as well after all the presentations are over.
And just one thing, it's out of inquisitiveness I'm asking this question.
Please.
Do you have any farmers groups coming over to you? Like for example, as a group they are coming together to you.
So what
That means
happens, yeah.
that builds a volume, what I'm trying to say is.
2012 when we started this, that's the first model we approached. See, what happens is it's very difficult for an individual farmer, or rather it was very difficult for an individual farmer to use an individual app and all that. So we actually consolidated in a village in Chittor where the 1,000 mandals which came together to a particular place where there were 2 users who used to sit with an app, and then it's like a local thing, right? I've got so many tons of mangoes which I want to sell at this price, and that's it, the farmer moves away. So there is a aggregation that was happening there, and the posts were getting done on the app. That was happening.
Okay, that's happening still now in this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, that's something.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much.